A person can choose to work part-time or full-time, depending on their preferences and needs, while a part-time job can sometimes grow into a full-time job. Part-time employment usually involves at least 30 work hours per week, whereas full-time employment involves between 30 and 40 work hours per week. Full-time jobs offer better job security and a benefits package with health insurance and retirement funds. Part-time jobs offer more flexibility and free time to spend doing other things. There comes a time in every person's life when they must grow up and become a responsible adult. The process of growing up involves leaving behind the careless days that do not involve any obligations and getting a real job. But what type of job do you want, part-time or full-time? Full-time employment involves working at least 30 to 32 hours per week, but it can go up to 40 hours per week. The person can work for a company full-time or full-time freelancing for themselves. Both options have advantages and disadvantages, especially regarding the person's work and life balance. But the advantages usually outweigh the disadvantages, as full-time employees have more stable jobs and are given full-time employment with all the added benefits and a salary they would receive regularly. One of the main disadvantages of full-time employment is that workers are obliged to spend a good portion of their day fulfilling their work obligations. Usually, these jobs are called 9-to-5 jobs because people must be at the office or do their work from 9 a.m. until 5 p.m. If you are wondering, 9 to 5 is how many hours, we can tell you it is 8 work hours per day. That means workers with a 40-hour weekly work schedule can fulfill their work hours in 5 days and be free for the weekend. Now, to counter the disadvantage of the long work days, one of the good things about full-time employment is all the employee benefits that come with it. More often than not, companies will pay health insurance for their full-time employees while adding funds to their retirement accounts or giving them company perks. This is individual to the company, but in the best-case scenario, full-time employees can get dental, vision care, health, life insurance, a company vehicle, several retirement options, etc. If working full-time or full-time freelancing does not sound like something you are up to, you can always look into another option, part-time employment. The main difference between part-time and full-time employment is that full-time involves at least 30 hours of work weekly, whereas part-time involves 30 hours at most. The minimum hours a part-time employee works vary between 20 and 28, usually not exceeding 30. The typical work schedule of a part-time employee, whether they are doing a part-time IT job or simply working at a fast food place, would be much more flexible than that of full-time employees. These workers can work shifts or stick to a strict work schedule that begins at a certain time and lasts for the next 4 to 5 hours. It all depends on the specific position. Sometimes, part-time jobs allow workers to finish the work within 1 or 2 days and take the rest of the week off, which sounds quite amazing if you are stuck at an office job every day. So, the answer to how many days is part-time employment is not exactly straightforward. Instead, the accent is put on the number of hours. The compensation for an office position with a schedule that is part-time or part-time freelancing is usually lower than that of a full-time employee. Often, these employees are not given any benefits or perks as they are considered just as a helping hand in times of need. Depending on the specific position, they might not receive regular work or even be employed seasonally. Nevertheless, we advise everyone interested in part-time work to ask how many hours a day is part-time so that they are clear on their obligations and if they will get benefits. If you want to make a more educated decision as to whether you want a part-time vs full-time job, here are the 5 main features you should consider. Let's discuss them in greater detail. Schedule flexibility is definitely something to consider. With part-time, you can ask, how many hours a week is part-time and divide those work hours however you like. With full-time, you cannot divide the hours as much, as you usually have an 8-hour workday. So, if you are looking for flexible employment, it is better to start working part-time. The compensation is usually larger for full-time positions, but that can vary depending on your field of work. For example, Working as a clerk part-time or part-time freelancing in IT and graphic design will not bring you the same income. The same goes for full-time employment, although the benefits attract people to these positions. Employers are more likely to give a great benefits package to full-time employees, usually not offering the same packages to part-time employees. Job security is certainly better when it comes to working full-time than part-time. Part-time employment is usually occasional, irregular, or seasonal. You could even be working as on-call help, which means you never know when your employers will need you. As for career advancement, you are more likely to advance as a full-time employee. Part-time employees are less likely to receive promotions, although good employees can sometimes be awarded a long-term commitment and a full-time position. You will have a much better work-life balance when working part-time, as this type of employment involves only working for 4 of 5 part-time hours per day. It is more difficult to balance everything when you are stuck working for 8 hours, coming home feeling exhausted, and not having time to do what you love. This is an important difference between part-time and full-time, as your mental well-being might be challenged if you end up overworked and burnt out. Full-time employment is more difficult to obtain as you usually need a degree, specific training, and skills to fulfill the job. With part-time employment, you usually need only some skills. You tell the employer you can do the job, ask them what are part-time hours and what is the compensation for them, and decide whether you want to get the job. There is more than one difference between part-time and full-time positions. So, choosing between one or the other takes much consideration. However, the focus should be on several key features that separate part-time from full-time positions, such as the following. How much do you want to commit to the position? Full-time requires a more serious commitment. How much time do you have to commit to the position? If you are busy, it's best to go for part-time positions. How big do you want your workload to be? Full-time comes with a bigger workload. Are benefits important to you? If they are, it is best to go for a full-time position. Do you already feel burnt out and want a job that will allow you to have a healthy work-life balance? Then, go for a part-time position. Consider all these points, and you will know which position is best for you based on what option outweighs the other. Each country has specific employment rules, so you must review them and learn what a full-time position entails and what your obligations as a part-time worker would be. You will only know which position is better for you after you read the laws and learn about the work hours, benefits of the job, and compensation. Pros and cons of hiring part-time workers, for employers. Pros. Cost savings. Hiring part-time employees can be cost-effective for businesses, as they typically receive fewer benefits and lower wages than full-time staff. This is particularly advantageous for companies with budget constraints. Flexibility. Part-time workers provide employers with scheduling flexibility. They can be utilized to cover peak periods, seasonal demands, or specific project requirements without the long-term commitment of a full-time position. Diverse skill sets. Part-time employees may bring specialized skills and experiences that complement and increase the diversity of the existing workforce. This can enhance problem-solving capabilities and creativity within the team. Reduced overtime expenses. By employing part-time workers to handle increased workloads, employers can reduce overtime expenses for full-time employees, resulting in potential cost savings. Cons. Limited commitment. Part-time employees may have less loyalty and investment in the company compared to full-time staff. This could lead to higher turnover rates and a potential lack of alignment with the organization's long-term goals. Training and onboarding. Frequent turnover among part-time employees may increase the need for continuous training and onboarding, which can consume valuable time and resources. Communication challenges. With part-time staff working fewer hours, maintaining effective communication and collaboration within the team can become more challenging. Coverage gaps. Depending heavily on part-time employees might create coverage gaps, especially if employees leave abruptly or if there is difficulty finding replacements for specific shifts. Pros and cons of working part-time, for employees. Pros. Flexibility. Part-time work offers a unique advantage: the freedom to achieve a work-life balance by managing personal commitments more effectively. Suitability. Part-time roles are tailor-made for specific life circumstances. It gives employees a dynamic lifestyle, ensuring they can handle their priorities while still earning an income. Skills alignment. Part-time jobs often offer fulfilling work that aligns with employees' interests and talents. Whether professionals have a creative flair waiting to be unleashed, or they possess analytical prowess itching to be utilized, part-time opportunities might be the perfect avenue for an individual to express and develop their skills. Benefits. While not all part-time positions may provide a comprehensive benefits package, some employers recognize the value of a motivated and engaged workforce. As a result, they offer attractive perks and incentives to part-time employees, such as access to company events and training programs, and even opportunities for career advancement within the organization. Cons. Lower earnings. Part-time work typically comes with reduced pay compared to full-time positions. Hence, the need for prudent financial planning. Limited benefits. Health is a precious asset, and part-time employees might have limited access to benefits like health care coverage. Career growth. If rapid career advancement is a top priority for an individual, reduced hours in part-time roles might limit their opportunities for promotions or upward mobility within the company. Irregular schedules. The dynamic nature of part-time work can lead to irregular and changing schedules. While this can be exciting for some, it may also require adaptability to plan personal activities and maintain a consistent routine. Pros and cons of hiring full-time workers, for employers. Pros. Greater commitment. Full-time employees tend to develop a stronger sense of belonging to the company and are more likely to invest in its long-term success. Higher job satisfaction. Full-time employees often have a deeper connection to their roles, leading to increased job satisfaction. Increased productivity. With dedicated and consistent work hours, full-time employees can focus on tasks without disruptions or frequent onboarding processes. This continuity allows for better project management and improved productivity. Comprehensive training and career development. Employers can invest in the professional growth of full-time staff by offering various ways to assist in their employees' career development. This fosters a skilled and capable workforce, promoting internal promotions and reducing the need for external hiring. Cons. Higher labor costs. Employing full-time workers results in higher expenses, such as providing benefits like healthcare, paid time off, and contributions to retirement plans. Additionally, employers must pay taxes on wages and benefits offered. Inflexibility in adjusting staff levels. During economic downturns, employers may find it challenging to adjust full-time staff levels without resorting to layoffs, potentially leading to overstaffing during lean times. Legal complexities. Dismissing full-time employees can be more complicated legally, and it may require providing severance packages or adhering to specific notice periods, which can add financial strain to the company. Pros and cons of working full-time, for employees. Pros. Job security. Full-time employees often enjoy greater job security, as they have a more stable position within the company and are less susceptible to sudden layoffs or job loss. Comprehensive benefits. Full-time staff typically receive more extensive benefits, such as health insurance, 401ks, vacation and other paid time off, and other perks, which contribute to their overall well-being and job satisfaction. Career advancement. Full-time employees have better opportunities for career growth and advancement within the company, as they can invest more time in developing their skills and expertise. Consistent income. With a fixed schedule and regular hours, full-time employees can rely on a consistent income, providing financial stability and peace of mind. Cons. Work-life balance. Full-time positions may demand more hours, potentially affecting work-life balance and limiting time for personal pursuits and family commitments. Job stress. The expectation of consistent productivity and performance can lead to increased job stress and pressure on full-time employees. Limited flexibility. Full-time workers may have less flexibility in setting their schedules compared to part-time or freelance arrangements, making it challenging to accommodate personal needs or emergencies. Overtime demands. Some full-time roles might require overtime work, leading to extended hours and potential burnout. Part-time vs. full-time. Federal laws. In the realm of workforce management, two federal laws stand tall: the Affordable Care Act, ACA, also known as Obamacare, and the Fair Labor Standards Act, FLSA. These regulations hold immense significance in defining the employment status and benefits for both full-time and part-time workers. As an employer, comprehending these laws is paramount when making decisions about your workforce. Let's begin with the ACA. Employers boasting over 50 full-time or full-time equivalent employees, FTE, are deemed applicable. Large employers, ALEs. ALEs must provide health insurance to their full-time staff, with penalties looming for non-compliance. On the other hand, smaller establishments, having 50 or fewer full-time employees, including equivalent ones, fall under the classification of small employers. Such entities may explore coverage options through the Small Business Health Options Program. Now, turning our focus to the FLSA, full-time employees enjoy the privilege of receiving overtime pay at 1.5 times their regular rate for any hours beyond the 40-hour work week, save for specific exemptions. Moreover, full-time staff may be eligible for salary-based compensation and benefits, tailored to their job classification and employer policies. As an employer, embracing a clear understanding of these laws empowers you to make well-informed decisions, ensuring compliance and nurturing a positive work environment for your valued employees. Next steps and what to keep in mind. Understanding the distinctions between part-time and full-time employment is vital for building a thriving and cohesive workforce. Part-time positions offer unparalleled flexibility, appealing to those seeking work-life balance, while full-time roles provide stability and enticing benefits, fostering a committed and dedicated workforce. As employers, tailoring compensation strategies and recognizing and rewarding employees appropriately are crucial steps in increasing loyalty and productivity among full-time staff. Offering personalized coaching and career development solutions can empower employees during workforce transitions, ensuring a positive impact on both personal and professional levels. Comparing a part-time vs full-time job is not the easiest thing to do, since both have specific advantages and disadvantages worth considering. So, when deciding which one to choose, consult the points we made in this video and cross-check them with your needs and preferences. Thank you for watching this video.